Welcome investors! This video is going to be dedicated to Intel. I did 2 or 3 previous videos about the Intel. This one is going to be a last one about the Intel. I'm going to talk about 3 points. One point is going to be related to war in Ukraine. Second point is going to be related to Russia. And the third point is going to be related to profitability of Intel going down. So if you're interested, keep watching. So point number 1, war in Ukraine. I'm watching closely what's going on, and recently I saw the video of ammunition depot which Ukrainian forces took over from the Russians. And I was looking at this ammunition and I was thinking how this is going to look in 10 years. How this ammunition is going to be transformed in 2033. And I came quickly to the conclusion that this future ammunition is going to require much more semiconductors, much more chips, much more electronics, because the future warfare is going to be a smart missiles, smart artillery shells. Because right now, when I was looking at this ammunition which Russians left in Kharkiv area, which Ukrainians took over, it's mostly dummy ammunition, old-fashioned, where you have to fire 100 rounds of artillery shells to hit couple targets. But the future is within smart, precise, guided missiles, smart, precise, guided artillery shells like Excalibur, which Ukrainians got from United States, made by Raytheon Technology. 155 millimeter Excalibur, which is GPS guided shell, and instead of firing 10, 20, 30 shells, you just fire one, which is very expensive. You hit the target, 95% of accuracy. So this kinda ensure me in my recent purchase of Intel that this what Intel is making, not only Intel, like I mentioned, there is more companies which makes computer chips and semiconductors which are used not only in the computers but also in these smart weapons, that this will be product in huge demand. This product will be in such a huge demand in the future, especially right now where all these weapons are being used and all the backups are going to be depleted. So the factories who are making, companies which are making those chips are going to be busy for many years to come because of the war in Ukraine, because many nations surrounding Russia are going to be afraid. So they will purchase those smart weapons, and there will be huge demand for semiconductors. So this is my point, that in the future, in 10 years, the shares of Intel are going to go up. Only one direction, they are going to go up because of actions of Russia right now in Ukraine. Point number 2, Russia. Russia is isolated. There is huge embargo on Russia. Russia cannot easily bring high-tech electronics to their own country because of the Western embargo. But remember, eventually this war is going to end, and there is going to be change in the leadership in Russia. And when this happened, this country is going to be a huge market, huge market, there will be a vacuum, there will be huge demand for semiconductors, for electronics, for Intel products. Entire Russia is being now depleted of all the electronics. They cannot easily bring the electronics from outside. Of course, there's China, which is helping Russia because, like we heard during the Winter Olympics, between Russia and China, friendship has no boundaries. But there are some boundaries. Chinese are not helping militarily because they have too much to lose with West. But anyway, coming back to Russia, Russia is going to be a huge market for electronics, for semiconductors, for all those things which right now cannot get in there. And point number 3 about Intel. Intel has profitability right now declining drastically. Why is it happening? Because they are investing in the future. They are investing in factories. This, what they are doing right now, they should have done 2 or 3 years ago. But they are doing this right now. And this will pay off, not in 1, 2, 3 years, but it will pay off in 5, 10 years. Intel is coming back to the leadership of manufacturing semiconductors because they are heavily investing right now. This is inevitable. This is inevitable. And you might say that the Taiwanese semiconductor companies in ahead of Intel, but you know what? They are close to China, and there will be always a risk of invasion from China. When this happened, Taiwanese semiconductor will change ownership. How this is going to affect the company, we don't know. But there is a huge risk that the Taiwan can be invaded. Besides, Taiwan is in the area where you have constantly tsunamis, weather-related problems, but this is a small problem in comparison to the China, which is always going to be a looming prospect for taking over the Taiwan. That's why I decided to invest in Intel instead of investing in Taiwanese semiconductor company. That was my main decision, was my main problem, investing in Taiwan. There's always a danger of military intervention. Probably right now Chinese are scratching their head looking at the Ukraine, because most likely they would end up like Russians in Ukraine. They are not able to invade Taiwan, but they are able to inflict substantial damage to entire island, to entire infrastructure, and this will cause years to rebuild, and would be a really not good for entire, would be a disaster, saying frankly, would be a disaster. So that's the main reason why I'm trying to stay away from the stock of Taiwanese semiconductor company. With Intel, right now Intel went down. Price is per share is $29. I bought for $35. I'm down 21% on my Intel shares. I believe around $15,000 down. But you know what? I'm not worried. I'm buying this stock for the year 2033. For the year 2035. That's what I'm looking right now. I already forgot about 2022. So I'm not worried about being down 21% with my shares. And right now I have $20,000 on my checking account, and I'm considering buying more shares of Intel and Raytheon Technology, which is manufacturing Excalibur 155mm artillery shells, and it's manufacturing another military equipment which is going to take us into the future. So those two stocks most likely I'm going to be purchasing for this $20,000 which I have saved up, and it's put on the side on my checking account. And I'm gonna wait maybe a couple more days or weeks, see how the market is going to go. Okay, so hopefully this is my last video about Intel. Please let me know what do you think about the Intel. If you agree with my optimistic view of Intel or you disagree, please let me know. I would like to hear from you. If you like the video, of course, give me a thumb up and subscribe to the channel and share the video all over the social media. Thank you so much for your time, and like always, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a very simple guy, just sharing my experience, my investment experience with you, to just show you what I'm doing and reading your comments and learning from you. If you can learn something from me, that's great. That's only educational value. Thank you so much again. I hope you stay healthy and well. Have a great day.